Today I'm going to be taking myself and my e-bike, my Orbea Gain D20, on an endurance test. I'm going to be going on a 100-mile loop, well, at least starting it anyway, and seeing how far I and the bike get before we're exhausted. My first job is to ride to the railway station where I meet my co-conspirators. This morning I charged my e-bike battery up to 100%. Personally, I'm only on about 50% charge. I've got the e-bike power modes set on user defined, and the lowest level, which I'll use most of the time, is about 75 watts. Number 2 level is around about 150 watts, and the number 3 level is the full 250 watts. Well, here I am at the official start of the 100-mile route. I'm hoping my friends will still be here, because I'm a little bit late. I can see them over there. They're all having a nice cup of coffee. Unfortunately, I don't have time for that. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Cal.
Good morning, Terry.
Are you ready?
We're
ready, we're ready. Are you ready?
Right, I'm just exiting central Cambridge now. I'm hoping the battery will last, because much of the time I should be riding above the 25 km/h cut-off limit for the motor. And of course, riding in a group like this should save a bit of energy too. Okay, I'm 24 kilometers into the ride now, and because we've been going along well above 25 kilometers an hour, I'm currently doing 32 kilometers an hour, I haven't used much of the battery. So my Garmin readout is saying now the battery is at 97%, and I've got 425 kilometers of range. The weather for our 100-mile ride today is a bit gloomy. We have this nice grey overcast cloud. Temperature is around about 9 degrees centigrade, and the wind is light from the south. Our first leg takes us west, so we've effectively got a crosswind. Then the next third of the ride will be heading south, so into the headwind, and then the final section back home we'll have a bit of a tailwind. And before we knew it, we were at Sandy, home of the Bedfordshire clanger.
I bought a Bedfordshire clanger once. Unfortunately, I dropped it. It's about the only time I've ever dropped a clanger.
Well, we've covered 50 kilometers now, and I've only used 4% of my battery. That'll change soon as we turn south into the wind and start hitting some hillier terrain. So Rob tells me the cafe is only about 5 kilometers away.
I said 5 miles, but the time since I said it might be 5 kilometers now.
I mean, it's not really raining, is it? Although it would have been nice if the rain had held off until we got to the cafe.
How you going, Terry?
I'm getting wet.
Yeah, that's right.
But good news is we're at the cafe.
That's a big, awfully big close sign.
But unfortunately, the cafe is closed. That's it. It started to rain properly. It's still raining. I've now covered 70 kilometers and I've used just 10% of my battery. The travel range is showing 450 kilometers. That's probably because we've averaged about 27.5 kilometers an hour so far, so somewhat faster than the cut-off speed for the motor. So the motor and the battery have been doing very little work. It's not cold, is it, Ryan?
I'm not doing more. I'm absolutely fine.
I think the layers are going back on again now.
Yeah. The bad news is someone's going to have to tell me where the next cafe stop is, so I'm taxiing it there.
I just wish I could plug my e-bike battery into a pair of heated gloves.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's still pouring with rain. Although there seem to be blankets all round, apart from moi.
I don't have one either.
He's wasting that. He's wasting that bit. I mean, it's just dangling. It's just dangling down there.
I can feel my back getting cold now. Come on, I'm sorry. Squeeze it. I'm nicking it off your... There you go. Oh, thanks, Terry. Where are you going? There we go. There you go. Come here.
There we are. Hello, group. Wet enough for you?
Oh, lovely.
I'll demonstrate just how wet it's been. Well, we've just suffered an hour and a half of quite heavy rain. The rain has played havoc with my Garmin. As the raindrops fell on it, the screens were going all over the place. And now it's changed the language to what appears to be German. Well, at least it's still working. Oh dear, it seems to have started raining again. The good news is we've done 106 kilometers and I've only used 27% of my battery. The remaining battery range is showing as 319 kilometers. I'm not sure that's quite right. At least it's not raining too heavily. Here we are at the world famous Spokes Cafe. Not only is it cafe with a van in it, but it also has a bicycle workshop. And of course, cakes.
I did London to London like that.
How's it been so far, team?
Perfect English ride.
Just what we expect at this time of the year, huh? Nice cafe, that. Well, an interesting cafe anyway. Well, at least it stopped raining. And we're starting to get the wind behind us a little bit. Although the wind isn't very strong. Yet another little flood. Oh, another little flood. Let's let them bunch up a little bit. I've just used over half of the usable capacity of my e-bike battery, and I've actually done 150 kilometers. So a realistic range could be up to 300 kilometers. However, I have been using this quite lightly, so I've been doing most of the work, not the e-bike. And I have just about 25 kilometers to go. So this e-bike battery easily outlasts this ride. The good news is we've got some blue sky at last.
Still only 8 degrees. When's the 13 degrees coming?
That's when we go to Mallorca. Anyway, we better do the last leg. Well, this is our last hill of the day, and I put my e-bike on number 3 and left the others for dust. Talking Mallorca here.
One short but very steep hill on the route from Arenal going to the centre of the island. I've no idea where it was.
Sobremonte is the steepest climb in Mallorca.
Well, I'd say at the back end of Rande I was telling you about. It's a little switchback.
This is Rob, today's organiser. Thank you very much, Rob.
I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, apart from the rain, you did a good job.
Even May we could have.
No, that's become quite apparent.
So we've just about finished now, and we're going to start to go our own ways.
To be honest, I put a lot more gels in my pocket thinking the last 50k I'm going to be pocketing my little 10k, and I don't have one, so.
Good job. So my e-bike easily survived 100 miles. Indeed, when I had finished, I still had 30% of usable charge in the battery. As for me, although the e-bike didn't do that much work overall, it did help me at key times, like on some of the hills. Would I have finished the ride on an acoustic bike? Well, probably. However, that e-bike giving me a little push at appropriate times made the whole ride a lot more pleasant, despite the copious amounts of rain. From me, for now, it's goodbye.